Hi everyone, my name is Kathy and I'm a needle felting artist, and today I'm going to show you my secret method of how I mounted this needle felted sculpture of two swimming otters to appear as though they're defying gravity. I'm kidding, it's actually not a secret at all, and it's really simple. All you need to do this is strong wire, strong glue like Gorilla Glue, and a thick base. So let's start with wire. It's pretty much impossible to achieve a dynamic pose like this unless your animal is built with a wire armature. The armature gives the animal structure, and if it didn't have one, it would just flop right over. I use 18 gauge wrapped floral wire in all my sculptures. If your sculpture is sitting or lying down and its pose isn't heavily dependent on the strength of the armature, you could use a smaller wire, such as a 20 or 22 gauge, but if it's a more complicated pose, I'd always recommend at least 18 gauge. I use Gorilla Super Glue, but any adhesive that forms an extremely strong, quick bond would work well. I don't recommend a glue gun or school glue or any type of glue that needs an extended drying time. For your base, I'd recommend that whatever base you choose be at least 3/4 of an inch thick and be made of something durable that's easy to drill into. I most often use a wood base, whether it be something that I've purchased like this board or a piece of wood that I've found outside. So to create this pose, I started by making each otter separately. I had a few poses in mind that I showed in another video, and I asked for opinions on which one I should go with. Thank you to everyone who voted, by the way. And what I ended up going with was kind of a mishmash of these two poses. But for the purposes of this video, I will use this picture to describe the armature. So the idea was to make them look like they're sort of twirling around each other while diving downwards. So this otter needs to be created a bit more strongly than the one he's holding up. Luckily, wool is very light, and 18 gauge wire can support quite a bit of weight, but just to be safe, I doubled up on the main support wire, the one that will come out of this one's hand. I also added an extra wire sticking out of its body that's inserted into the other one's body for support. So here's what my armature looked like before I started adding wool to it. You can see it's got a double wire for one arm that I've left a bit longer, and that's what's going to be inserted into the base. And it's got this other wire that's sticking out the side. So here are my two otters after I finished felting them. And as you can see, here's the one with the double wired leg and the wire sticking out of his side. I've left the last leg unfinished here, just so you can see how it looked before I attached the paw on, but here's how it looks after it was attached and all the necessary finishing was done. The paw is attached on top of the supporting wire so that the supporting wire is underneath and will be mostly hidden. There's about an inch of wire sticking out from the bottom, and that's what will be inserted into the base. Now, because my wire was green, I colored it brown with brown marker. Most of it will be concealed under the foot, but if anything shows at all, it'll blend in better if it's the same color as the foot. So once that was done, I drilled the hole that the supporting wire goes into. I'm going to drill this off camera, but just a note that I drilled the hole diagonally so that the wire will go in at an angle. Also, remember when you're drilling a hole that a wire, or in this case a double wire, will be inserted into, you want to make the hole just barely larger than the diameter of the wire. It's going to be glued, but it should still fit in as snugly in there as possible. Now that the hole is drilled and I know where the wire will be inserted, I can concentrate on putting the otters together. This part was pretty simple. I used an awl to make a hole in the second otter. I coated the wire on the first one with glue, inserted the wire into the hole, adjusted them into the right position, and held it for a minute. Gorilla Glue is fast bonding, so I needed to decide the final placement quickly. Once that was bonded, I put a couple more dots of glue in the places where the tails meet as they twirl around each other. Once again, held those firmly, and they're stuck. Remember not to use too much glue though. You really only need a tiny bit for a very firm hold, and also it dries white, so if you put too much, it'll be visible after it's dry. And that's all we need to do to stick them together. It might not seem like much, but they're very firmly joined and they're not coming apart. Now that they're stuck together, it's time to glue the wire into the hole in the board. I put a couple of drops of glue right on top of the hole, then one on the board right underneath where the paw will be touching, and then I held it firmly in place while pressing the hand down on the surface. I held it for about a minute just to be safe, and then when I let go, it was set. And that's it. Of course, once it's done, it should be treated with care and not played with or shaken violently or anything. But as a display item, it's extremely stable and it will stay firmly in position. Here are a few other sculptures that I've done that use the same method. Just wire and glue can do amazing things. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and got some helpful tips. Remember to subscribe if you like what you see, and check out my other videos. I have lots more videos to come. So I will see you in the next video, and until then, take care.